G'day guys, welcome to Moto Blend. We are a small channel who loves cinematics and fun builds, old cars and old motorbikes. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, subscribe, and this series is going to be building this mower. It's an off-road mower powered by a Ninja 300 out of this Z300 Kawasaki. It's got I-beam front suspension and swing arm rear suspension with a train-driven diff. If you're interested in how we got to this point, stick around and there will be more videos coming soon. This is my lawnmower. I've always wanted to put one of these motors out of a motorbike like this into a lawnmower like this and be able to, you know, take it into the dunes and stuff. So I bought this for $250. Which I thought was a pretty good deal, and I bought this crashed Z300 Kawasaki for $400. But I think for the moment I'm just going to pull apart this lawnmower and start making a plan of how I'm going to build it, put some suspension in it, and, you know, make it fit this motor. I've stripped it down pretty well. It's just like kind of the frame, the axles and all that. Like, it's still got wheels and everything. I've got Lloyd here today. I reckon we're going to start chopping it into a bit more of a usable go-kart, planning out some suspension and making it, you know, doable. We'll see where it goes. But so the plan, I reckon, let me just move this. So like how it used to have this guard here and the seat used to sit like just there. Sorry, I reckon we're gonna cut out all of this center section like that and then remove the box, like, do you wanna grab that? That box from under there and have the seat at the same level as the deck. So you just lower the center of gravity, so you're on the same level as the engine, the deck, so it's all in line.
This is you, the rider, is the center.
you are the roll bar. Your neck is the roll bar on these. So the camera ran out of charge, so we had to stop filming, but we ended up being able to put those bolts in, so this was all flat. That's all flat now, so that bracket can mount to that. We need to weld this still, but that might be a tomorrow job. It's 12:30 in the morning. We're getting pretty knackered. And then we decided to chop this out. We'll make a few brackets that mount that to the side of that. Oh, we might not even need brackets, hang on. If we just, you know. Anyway, we'll get that to mount nicely. And then, so now we've just got that at the same height as the seat. If we chuck the seat in, that is how it will sit, which I think looks fucking wicked. Fuck, that's... So we've decided we're probably going to use these rails because it just lets the seat sit a bit higher, and then if anyone's short, like me, grab it, you can like shift it forward with this lever, which is kind of fun. So the next thing we got to do is like attach this here, because you can see how it's not actually attached. So that's actually quite flimsy. Once that is attached to the main body, it'll be strong as buggery, and we'll do that on both sides. And I've just found out of the scrap bin, I've just pulled this out, which should be pretty good. It's flimsy, but once you do a few of them, it'll be solid as. Good enough at least. It'll be good to just bolt that red bit to the black bit. So something arrived on Friday, something new for the mower, and it's pretty exciting because it should help a lot with where we're going in the direction of the rear diff, and that's it. So it's a CT, I think a CT, I don't know. It's a 200cc Kawasaki trike from the 80s. It's got these big old balloon tyres, but the most important part is it's got a chain-driven diff, which is strange, but I've never seen one. But I got let know by our mechanic here at work, and he has this, and for a case of beer, we've got this now. Most of it will go in the bin, I think, or I'll try and sell it. But it should be pretty good. I might pull, it's Sunday night, I might pull this, the diff out of it and start having a look at how it'll sit in that, and then start mocking up proper suspension. The only downside to having a chain-driven diff and not a shaft-driven diff is the fact that it will not be able to flex, like, because the chain obviously has to stay in line with the sprocket on the motor. If it twists, the chain will jump off. So the articulation on the rear suspension is just going to have to be straight up and down. It can't twist, which should be fine because the front will have like twist flex. It took me a little bit, but that is the rear diff, believe it or not. I have no idea how this thing works, but it works, and it's going to go in that. All I'm going to steal is all the brake linkages, but I reckon the rest might go on Facebook Marketplace. Alright, so I've just put it like on some blocks, and I'm thinking it might need smaller tyres. Obviously it probably won't sit that high, but maybe those tyres on those rims would be a bit better. It's definitely getting a roll bar, I've decided, because it's gonna roll. Look at it. So I'm out here. I haven't been out here in a few weeks. Yes, I haven't been out here in a few weeks. I've just been working a lot, and obviously not much has changed. I've still got the diff out of this, just sitting here, but I've just pulled off the bottom half of this frame, which held the diff. Like, it used to go like along there and up and meet that one. And I figured instead of making a whole swing arm myself, I could just salvage some of this. So obviously I'll put bars across here and strengthen it and stuff. But the diff at the moment will bolt straight up to there, and I'll be able to mount it under that and use this as the pivot point, and it should be good. Should be very good. I'll obviously have to put some bushings or something in there so it's not metal on metal, but it's getting there. Alright, after all that fucking around up here, I figured out where I want the pivot point to be on here. It's somewhere about there, somewhere under there. And I don't think I'm going to extend this because it's got enough travel, I reckon, because it doesn't need heaps. It's just going to give it like lots of angle when it goes like down travel, go closer to the body, up travel, go closer to the body, and it'll sit straight, hopefully. But, you know what, we'll figure that out later. I'm just gonna start figuring out how to make that stronger and how to mount it to that. And then we should have rear stuff. I just need suspension parts in, just like shocks and stuff, but we'll see. Alright, so I've been fucking around for the best part of a few hours. I have no idea how long it's been, but this here is just a placeholder. So I've kind of got it figured out that that is my pivot point, which I said in the last clip, I think. And I've actually got it mounted under there. I have to get under here. So that's kind of where it will pivot from. You can kind of start to see where I'm going with this. Pivots from there, obviously there's no bushings or anything there, it's just this at the moment. But there will be a big bolt through there that'll keep everything together. That is mounted on the axle with only 2 bolts at the moment. We've got 2 on each side out of 3. But that's the general thing. And now we have suspension travel. We have suspension travel with no suspension. So it goes up and down. Like that. Alright, it's back on again. I've done some trimming. That's better. That being bottom out is ideal. This side's still sitting up a little bit, but I'll be able to, it's just that, I think. Ooh, let it focus. That there. Which will be easy. Or I could just pull it that way, no. Up, there it is. That's what's clipping. That's fine. That's very easy to trim off. It's doing it on both sides. Alright, I'm gonna quickly do that. So last week I did a bunch of work on the mower and did not film it. Well, not a bunch. A fair bit though. So as you can see, the mower's on its own weight. It's, hang on, let me just lift up. Yeah, so I basically got the bushings in last weekend, which are there and there. I mean, they're welded on there fair and strong on an angle too, so heaps of surface area, keeping them on. I'm obviously still gonna make a strengthened frame for here and here and just make it rigid as, because it's still pretty flexible. I mean, it's not weak though, it won't need much, but because it's got all these corners, it's pretty strong. And I got these shocks off of my old YB100, you know, my cafe racer. And I welded them up in there. I did these the wrong way, which is what I'm going to be fixing tonight. I need to make them face that way, parallel to the shock. And then I might make some top mounts tonight too, so they can bolt up top. But the suspension does kind of work. It's a bit restricted at the moment because it's putting torsion on the shocks. But it does actually. I can't actually put enough weight on it. But hang on, I'll set up the tripod. It does work at the moment. Yeah, like I was saying, back suspension it works to an extent. So basically all I'm going to do now, tonight, because it's Sunday night and it's already pretty late, I'm just going to cut these mounts off, just rotate them, well, use a new bit of square tube, rotate them and re-weld them, and then I'll be able to figure out where the top mounts need to go. And I might get around to that tonight, but maybe not. I just have to follow the radius of whatever this is. Moving up. Just by rotating the bottom of those shocks, it is working so much better. Like, it's softer and it just feels much better. I haven't done the top mounts yet, but it's sitting right about where I want it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I've just finished making the top mounts for the shockers, the rear shocks. They're literally just tube that fit over the top real well. Cut them at an angle so when they mount, because they're like that, that'll be flush up with the top. And they both came out pretty well. And I'll weld this part to the bottom of the seat area, you know. You'll see in a second, but yeah, I'll weld that and then I think I'll finish up for the night, go to bed. So I ended up tacking in those top mounts up there, but I realised one of the bolts was the wrong way around. I'll explain it when I'm out here next, but I have to cut the tacks and switch around the shocks, which is annoying, but I'm calling it a night because I'm exhausted, and that's how she sits. The rear's on its own weight. It is actually huge, and the tyres are staying. I know I said when I got those wheels, I said those tyres were I was gonna swap those tyres, but nah. They are definitely staying. I love them. And they're by the way, they're the front wheels I got for it. They came with hubs and spindles, so I'll be able to hook them straight up and use them. And it should be killer. Should be a rolling shell soon. I'm hoping by the end of next weekend. So I'll work on it a few nights this week, and then next weekend I've got Lloyd and Jacob coming. Can you write on it? Oh, man. Yeah. It's the kind of shit Lloyd does that I do not do.
Write on it?
Yeah, like 3 foot this way. Like. Personally, I eyeball that.
You just eyeball it.
That's gorgeous.
What do you reckon, Lloyd? Should we have measured it or just gone with the eyeball?
I like measuring.
You like measuring?
I like measuring things. He doesn't like measuring things. And sometimes when I measure something, it gives him the ability to not measure something because at least one thing's right.
You're making up for his mistakes pretty much by measuring.
We've extended the frame on the mower because obviously it needs to be longer and a lot stronger, because what it came with originally was just a stamped piece of steel, and that's what it looks like now. So
the motor will be able to sit on there. Like, we'll be able to make a good like engine plate here. We'll be able to flatten all this out. The train will run somewhat through the body, chain like between your legs. Kind of terrifying, but we'll make a big chain guard. But it's actually starting to come together. So we're going to start making the front mounts for this, which is our I-beam, which will cross over. So the two I-beams will cross over and we'll do this kind of, the wheels are here and like kind of, you know, drop down like that, like a trophy truck or something. Or do 6, do 6.
let's just say 82 degrees.
So we got both I-beams in, and I reckon we're pretty happy with it. Obviously, this is going to have a bushing here, and we'll have a bushing here for the wheel, but I don't have bushings yet, so
This is just a mock-up.
this is what it is for now, and it will work. Like, clearances here are unreal, clearances here are also unreal.
That play will be gone with the bushing.
With the bushing.
Yeah.
And if we need to take, you know, a mil off that, we can. And if we go from here to here,
I'll get that level for you.
that looks very level. So the wheels are going to sit in the right spot. The maths was worth it. Maybe there is a better way of doing it and we didn't need to do all that maths.
But if this works,
We
and
don't
and
know
it
the
does
better
suspension
ways.
things, and that's great. But
We
it'd be funny if we
also-
get to the third video and realise, oh guys, we fucked up.
I hope that's what we're But we also didn't watch any YouTube. We didn't, it's all off, you know, like there's, if you have better ways of doing things, comment it, tell us, by all means. We do not know what we're doing, really.
That's exactly right.
The only thing I've built before is that motorbike over there, and some of that thing's a piece of shit sometimes. That thing's engineering is not good at all. But yeah, if you know better ways of doing this kind of shit, tell us and let us know if there's things we can improve on it. Because there is definitely, by this point, there's many things that we could probably improve on it.
Yeah.
Like, it's ugly, I'll be honest. The underside of this is not pretty, but it works. It might work.
It might.
It might work.
It will hopefully work. And I'm just happy that's it. It's gone this far. I'm chuffed with the rear suspension works as is. Let alone getting this done. It's just been today that we've done
This frame.
got
Got the shocks sorted on here as well.
They were basically done. I just had to flip them around.
Flip them
because I fucked up.
around. I-beam, little plate here.
Done maths.
Done maths.
Anyway, we're gonna keep going, and I'm sure.
Hopefully we'll have a rolling mock-up by the end of this video.
Yeah, so we've just got the wheels like all mocked up. They don't have bushes, but if you have a look, so we've just gotten like these little pegs. These will be replaced with bushings, and then obviously there will be no gap there, and there'll be no like kind of fucking jinkness.
Wiggle.
But I reckon next step is, well, we have to do shock towers. Before that, we have to know where the bonnet sits, because the shock tower's going to be in the bonnet.
So we're going to do a full bonnet body mock-up.
Oh, but should we, hang on, ready? This is how it works. The up travel obviously comes in, and down travel comes out like that, and that's bottom out there.
But obviously we're going to have limits, so it's not going to travel as far as you just saw.
Yeah.
It'll be a healthy amount of travel.
But yeah, hang on. So these are the front shocks we got for it. They're off. They're off to 230 Hondas. Like, we did the suspension on our Hondas, so we have these left over, and they'll be perfect because there'll be a heavy motor in there. And these will mount somewhere about here, and they'll tuck up into the engine bay like that. As you can see, like obviously the bonnet goes here and stuff, but you know, fucking how cool would that be?
Yeah,
Looks
that's
like
gonna
a
be
fucking
sick.
trophy truck. So we've put the bonnet on and like actually made some brackets for it underneath, and it's absolutely unreal what's going on here. Like the bonnet's on, you can lift it up, and it's just so good. Like you can lift that, and they're the brackets we made. They're ugly. Anyway, they're ugly, but it doesn't matter, because it's all together. We need to make some shock mounts now, and it should be able to like roll on its own weight well.
Right now it doesn't do that well, it just falls, but perfect timing. That's what happens, and then it turns into a stance car. We're gonna go have dinner, then we'll be back out here to make some shock towers and shock mounts for the bottom, because they are just sitting in there.
So Jacob and Lloyd have left now. It's Sunday. We ended up finishing up last night because we got super tired. We're bloody exhausted. We ended up finishing up with the top shock tower mounts and the bottom tabs kind of made up. All I'm going to do today is weld them onto the I-beams, and I'll make the rest of the shock towers so it can sit up in the bonnet up there. But yeah, I think I'll just do a little clips of that, and I'm sure I'll talk to you once it's done, or if I run into another issue. We've just run out of welding gas, so my welds are looking like shit, and they're weak and not good. So I'm gonna call it a day, and this video is gonna get postponed, which is fucking annoying. But the shocks will have to wait till another day. So we have more MIG gas, brand new bottle. Yeah, so I'm able to do the strut towers today. It's Thursday after work, so it's been like a few days since I've been out here. Last time I was out here was Sunday when I ran out of MIG gas. And I've gotten the bottom tabs welded in, if you can see that, I'm not sure. But yep, they're all welded in, there you go. And I'm starting on the top mounts. I've just cut this piece of tube. It's fucking strong as, it's so thick. It's from an old windmill tower. And it'll go, you know, something like along the lines of that. And then obviously one on the other side, and then double it. So yeah, I'm gonna set up the camera and you guys can watch that. So after just a bit of trimming just then, it was honestly a lot less trimming than I thought I was going to have to do. I would say that sits spot on for this side, and obviously that side will be the same, so I'll just copy this, then make the front side one that goes like in there. So that should be it. Hopefully that can hold its own weight. I'm hoping those tacks are enough. I think they are, just to test it. So eventually, obviously probably tonight, I'm gonna, well, I've already made all these pieces for the other side as I was going, because I knew it would be too hard to do it after I've welded this side in. So yeah, I've already made these ones, so it should be easy-ish. So I'm gonna give this a crack and put that shock in. In theory, it should be able to sit on its own weight. It's all tacked together. I'm scared to stand on it because it's only tack wheels. I think it works. It's really on the piss. Like nothing is at the same angle. But then again, do I look like a CNC machine? No. It's nowhere near perfect.
That's terrifying. Hey, but it works-ish, maybe. I don't know. I might weld it properly now and see. So, as you saw probably in that last clip, the suspension is a bit stiff. It doesn't move at all under this circumstance. Even when I was jumping on it, it didn't do jack shit, so it's not really like it's a matter of weight like a motor. So I do have these, which I'm going to swap out. They might be too light, but even if I can get a gauge of what I need in there, it'll be good. So I'm going to swap them in and cool it and see what it's like. So I did get both of those shocks in. I took one out because they don't work. I'll explain what happens. So those shocks are a lot softer, so the actual suspension works. Yeah, so like I was saying, the actual suspension works now. Like you can see that's traveling like that, and the shock's going in and out. But the only problem is these, once they get to a point, they bottom out, like that's the bottom out point. So to use these, I'll either have to make the shock tower like up here, or yeah, I can't really use them. But they are super soft, like I don't think I would be able to use them. So what I'm going to do is put these back in for the time being, and I think we'll call that the end of the video, because I got a rolling shell-ish. Call that the end of the video, and I'm going to order some of these, but softer, with the same like length, so it'll be the same ride height, but it should work. But we'll see. But yeah, that's probably the end of the video. This is how it sits. I'm going to start on steering and brakes and all the exciting stuff. It's not very exciting, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and there'll be another one soon. So stick around, subscribe, do what you want, follow the Instagram.